No, these are odd weekly settings. So vanilla start, vanilla elevators, and it's basically it. And we're off. So space jump first. It is a scan dash to skip needing space jump to get up here. Hopefully we find either a missile or a morph ball. Actually, no, it's plasma. Okay, that's interesting. It's nice to have early. It cuts out half of the hunt for your go mode. Unfortunately, they're going to have to backtrack here for... Ooh, power bombs. They're going to have to backtrack here once they get missiles to check artifact hints at Artifact Temple. And based on the timers, it looks like we are desynced at the moment, so we should be getting synced up momentarily. And I'm going to guess both runners are probably moving at the same pace right now. And on Pyro's stream, he is already in Chozo, making his way to, what is it, Hive Mecca, but there's probably a bit of a delay between the restream and Pyro stream, so he might be around. They might all be around the same point. So I couldn't tell what was on Grapple Ledge. Might have been a missile on Vault Ledge. It's a missile in Half Pipe. Yeah, it looked like a missile on Vault Ledge. And I believe just a missile in Nursery. And Hive Mecha, we have Space Jump. Okay, so our first missile is going to be in the Half Pipe, which is fair enough. At least they can make some last-minute checks before going back to Talon, like Ruined Shrine. Morph Ball could be vanilla. Doesn't happen very often, but it has happened. Either way, they're able to get one item there. Lane being careful to kill all the Scarabs since he doesn't have Morph Ball, and Scarabs hurt a lot. Oh, that's bombs. Okay, cool. Yeah, Scarabs hurt a lot when you're unmorphed, and for some reason when you're morphed, they barely do any damage at all. So, what is this? Oh, gravity. Interesting. That could mean that progression is at Frigate Crash Site. They also have Wave, and they may find Thermal very soon. And if so, that would put Frigate into Logic. And it's an artifact at Rune Shrine, so maybe not Frigate just yet, but it is a possibility. Looked like a missile at the top of Rune Shrine. Now we are making our way back to Talon to check our artifact hints. Also checking Root Cave and Transport Tunnel B along the way, which could have our Morph Ball. Or Artifact Temple could have it. Let's see in a minute. Looks like both runners are synced up now. So Interslice seems to have a slight lead. And on Pyro's side, Pyro just picked up his space jump at Hive Mecha and is now heading probably the same route, if not a similar route. Okay, missiles at Root Cave, and since we have Plasma, this... Oh, Jebaited. It's just a missile. That's too bad. There is still Transport Tunnel B. That could have progression. Phazon Suit. Okay, so we have both our Go Mode items already. So that eliminates the search, or the long hunt that typically tends to be the case. Oh, that's a little quiet. Let me turn that up. Alright, I hope that's better. Free Seed? Not sure about that yet. It could troll them later with the artifacts. Could be an artifact on PCA. It has happened a lot before, especially with 2.5. Version 2.5 with the randomizer. Let's see. I do believe that we saw power bombs behind the ship. Hopefully, if this is a Morph Ball at Artifact Temple, we'll be getting those very soon. Since it's main power bombs, that will cut out power bomb routing and farming, which can take a while because the Prime 1 drop system is very flawed. Or stingy, I should say. Huh. Powerbomb expansion. Okay, that's interesting. I was expecting Morph Ball there, so I'm curious to see where Morph Ball is going to be. There isn't much they can do in early game without Morph Ball, so I'm guessing if they don't find it somewhere that's not Morph Ball locked, it's probably going to be in Magmor, so they may end up finding Varia soon. They can't check Crash Site yet without Morph Ball. Yeah, I'm a little puzzled as to where they can go at the moment, unless I missed something. But Interslice seems to be headed back to Chozo. So there must be another check there that I missed. And apparently both runners have not checked their hints yet. Oh, Pyro has Morph Ball. I wonder where he found that. I wasn't looking. And he's entering Artifact Temple, so... Oh, wait. Magma Pool. Okay, I missed all that. I only saw Magma Pool. If anyone in chat saw that, I'd appreciate it if you let me know what those artifacts were. So far, we have one of them. Elite Research, Magma Pool, and Ruined Courtyard. Okay. So we will be seeing mines this seed. Okay, Pyro's checking his artifacts. Let's see. We have Cargo Freight Lift, Fiery Shores, Ruined Courtyard, Elite Research, Magma Pool. Okay, that's not too bad. Only one in mines, fairly easy to get. Oh, that's where Morph Ball was. Okay, so I forgot about that check. So, depending on... Oh, and we have Flamethrower, Nursery. Disgusting. Since Pyro got Morphball a little bit early, he might make some checks that the other two haven't yet. He could check Crash Site. And he is checking Crash Site. Let's see what's there. Thermal Visor. Okay, well. Well, as soon as we find Wave, that would put Frigate into logic. Meanwhile, Interslice and Lane are headed to Vault. We have a nothing behind Hive Mecha. And we are now checking Ruined Shrine for the top and lower item. Actually, I think the top item was a missile, so we might not be bothering with that. I'm surprised Interslice didn't trigger the Beetle fight. Unless he already did and I just didn't notice. I'm not sure what that was in Ruined Fountain. Had a slight bluish glow to it. Could have been an E-Tank. Could have been Boost Ball. I'm not sure. And chat believes it looks like Boost, so I'll go with that. So hopefully they find Spider soon so they can skip Flagra. But it's possible they may have to fight Flagra just to, I don't know, get that out of the way. And I'm still not 100% sure if Flagra was enabled or disabled, because I do believe skipping Flagra for the Ruined Fountain item may be a trick that's enabled, but I'm not 100% sure. I know the Watery Hall underwater item is an enabled trick, even if they do skip Flagra. Okay, just a missile and, what's it called? Dynamo. Wade Beam, okay. So, Frigate is now in logic, fully in logic. Whether or not they go to Frigate is another question entirely. E-Tank underwater, sure. I'm sure they're both happy to find that. At least Interslice is. Lane seems to have found an E-Tank somewhere else. Might have been Gathering Hall. I wasn't looking. Yeah, it was Gathering Hall. And Pyro just got the Gathering Hall E-Tank and is now headed for Watery Hall. So all three of our runners are going more or less the same route, which is to be expected early on in the game. Once we clear out Chozo, we may see some route divergence. Or once we find Varia, rather. Or, I don't know. Somebody might go to Frigate. And behind Zoid, we have a missile. And we'll see what Zoid himself has. Actually, yes, you do need ice to enter Frigate, so I misspoke there. Or I forgot that. Frigate is not in logic yet. My bad. Okay, that was a decent Zoid for Interslice. Music didn't loop at all. And we have Ice Beam. So, okay, now Frigate's in logic. I think it is. I'm getting something else. So with ice in hand, we may see a late Chozo check because walking up the spider track, which you can do, is enabled in weekly settings, if I'm not mistaken. So with all three beams, you could easily clear out back Chozo. See what Pyro's doing. Pyro is fighting Zoid. I'll bet our runners are hoping they find spiders soon so they can get boost. That would be very nice to have. Just a missile and lore furnace. Let's see if Interslice... Actually, Interslice may be thinking of... or not. Okay. Yeah, it might be quicker to go this way since you're already in Chozo and halfway there. For a second, he might have been thinking of going through Crash Site and entering from the back. Couldn't tell what was at Upper Furnace, but Interslice isn't going for it, either because it's nothing or because he's not comfortable doing the spiderless bomb jump to get the item. Okay, just a missile in, crossway. Lane checking Magma Pole, Variolous, and very nice dash. Much harder than it looks, in my opinion. But Lane makes it look easy, because he's good like that. E-Tank, which will help the trip back. Just a missile in whatever that room is. Training chamber. Very nice dash back. And let's see, Pyro is doing the energy core puzzle at the moment. Also wearing fusion suit. And since Pyro has Phazon suit, we will not be seeing Vomit suit on his end, which is very much appreciated by me. Lane doing a Tower of Light, Tower missile check. It's most likely going to be 2 missiles, but occasionally it can have either a non-expansion item or, in the rarest case, progression. I also miss what was in Hall of the Elders. Watching Lane do these dashes. Very well done. Missile. And another missile. Not surprised at all. Okay, there must have been a missile in Hall of the Elders. Thanks, chat. Pyro doing. Pyro is. Pyro is headed to Magma Pool. Also going to do the dash. Based on the fanfare I heard, I'm gonna assume that Interslice just picked up a missile in Elder Chamber. I'm watching Pyro stream at the moment. Okay. Yeah, that's another missile in Vanilla Ice. Antechamber. And it looks like Interslice is headed towards Frigate, while Lane is headed to Crash Site the other way. So they're probably going to high five in a moment. Or possibly an extended high five if they both decide to clear out Frigate. Although they may decide not to since they don't have boost. Unless the runners are confident in doing reverse bar skip. Both runners getting thermal visor. And Interslice heading away from Crash Site while Lane seems to be heading to back Chosa. Okay, so they're probably not willing to do reverse bar skip. Which is understandable. It can be a time loss if you fail it. Question is, once they run out of checks in Chozo and Talon, where is Varia? It's probably the question on their minds. Okay, Interslice just wanted main PVs. Could be heading into Frigate or could be heading back into Chozo. And it looks like we're having a Frigate play. Spider likely on cargo freight lift. I believe an artifact is there. So Interslice may just be going for that artifact and then heading back out. I forgot there was one there. Although, if the game was cruel enough, it could put Spider in Hydroaxis Tunnel. Or Biohazard, which would be really bad since they don't have supers yet. Let's see what Pyro's doing. Pyro is grabbing the E-Tank in Overgrown Cavern. And looks like he was going to do frigate, but then turned around, realizing he doesn't have boost ball, so he may not be comfortable with reverse bar skip. Might be holding out for spider and boost. And there's our artifact in cargo freight lift. And Pyro says in race time that his routing is so chaotic right now. I don't really blame him. The options at this point seem a little limited without Varia. So, based on their current limitations, I'm going to guess that Flagra was not disabled and could have progression. And thank you for the raid, Elias Thompson. We are currently... what are we doing? The seed has been fairly linear so far. There's not many places our runners have been able to check without Varia, where logic has pointed them towards Frigate, although Boost Ball was apparently locked by Spider Ball and Ruined Fountain, so I'm going to assume they're basically all looking for Varia to open up more routing options. Because right now they're limited to Chozo and Talon and Frigate. On the upside, we do have all 3 beams and Phazon suits, so the hunt for those final 2 items has been eliminated already. Thankfully, we won't have to worry about that. And up here we have an E-Tank, so will he head back or will he do a reverse bar skip? Looks like he's heading for a reverse bar skip. Or mines. I forgot about that. There is a mine store. So it is also perfectly in... Oh, I forgot you can jump out of there that way. It's very good to know. I'll have to study that. But yeah, Upper Mines is also in logic right now, as we're about to see. Let's see, Pyro is currently in Hall of the Elders doing the plasma slot, getting his 2 missiles there. Since we only have 1 artifact in mines, I believe at Elite Research, could be a fairly quick dip. And once we're out, we may never have to return. Yeah, Interslice can check Storage Depot A. You can check pretty much everything. Up to... what is it? Vanilla Grapple, Storage Depot B. I don't know how good these runners are with spiderless shafts, but I'm pretty sure they're good at the PPC climb without spider. And the spider shafts from this side, they both go down, so they won't have to climb up it. And they could easily do PPC climb without spider and get to Magmor that way, which is not superheated on the other side, on the workstation side. And looks like Lane is headed to Great Tree Hall, or Great Tree Chamber. Just 1 check, but could have progression. Could have spider for all we know. And what is that? That is... I couldn't tell what that was in Storage Depot A. Interslice must have gotten a... Oh, supers in Great Tree Chamber. Okay, cool. So with that, Lane is now doing bar skip. Presumably it will catch up with Interslice. Meanwhile, Pyro is also doing bar escape. So I'm gonna presume Pyro also has supers as well. Now, I didn't see if Interslice peaked in the crack in biohazard containment, so that could have progression. And Interslice is going for this storage depot A item, so it must be something important. And Lane makes it. And also remembering he doesn't have boost ball. It's about to do the spinner. It's gonna funny. And appears to be doing reverse frigate. Wonder if he'll come back for mines after that. If he doesn't find Varia in Biohazard, then he may have no choice. Also, I looked away after... I looked away when Interslice actually got the storage depot A item, so... Was that Varia? Oh, it was Varia. Okay, cool. So now they have Magmar access. Have the whole game open up to them, pretty much. Interslice doing an AI manipulation to keep the elite pirate from attacking by just circling around, so it will keep turning to try and face you, and it won't attack until it faces you. So you just rapid fire missiles as you're circling around it, and that kills it very, very fast. So apparently the artifact in here is the top item. And without boost, Interslice is going to have to turn the spinner very slowly by going in and out of it, and at a certain angle, and kind of like using the roll momentum to turn it little by little. I hope I explained that right. Yeah. Given where he's at right now, I mean, it'll be quicker to do this instead of going around to search for Spider to get boost. It should take about a couple minutes, maybe. And the little, like, roll momentum or residue, I'm not sure what the right word is, but he's rolling a little bit while in the spinner. That's actually turning it little by little. It's an unintended trick, but works nonetheless. I also didn't see what was in Biohazard if Lane checked it. Let's see where Pyro is. Pyro is currently in Frigate. Momentum? Okay. Thanks, Camera. Is it Calmera or Chalmera? Kaomera. Okay. Slice getting his third artifact. I assume he's heading towards PPC and Magmar. Not killing the pirates before doing the climb. Very bold move. But Interslice is skilled enough to do that without much issue. Although this top section right here is probably the hardest jump for a lot of runners, so I don't blame him for I don't blame him at all for power bombing that last slot and using that to get up there. You can get up there from the railing from another point, but it's a little bit easier from that slot. Although personally, I would just do the top part of the puzzle from there, just so I could spider up. Although they don't have spiders, so that's not an option. But Interslice makes it. Just a missile. And looks like Lane is about to do a hell run through Magmore. Probably headed towards Workstation. Seems to be the safest bet at this point. Double checking his artifacts. What's Pyro doing? Pyro just got out of frigate and is headed into mines. Oh, Lane's going the other way. Okay. And with 5 E-tanks, that should be the bare minimum, I believe. Or maybe a little more than the bare minimum. But, oh, what's that? Grapple. Okay. Fair enough. And Lane just put LMAO in race time chat, so we'll see what's here. He must have found something very funny. Literally and figuratively. Oh my god, what is... Oh, that... Okay, so I was wrong about Ruined Fountain. So that's what he was laughing at. Huh. Good find. Maybe that was an E-tank in Ruined Fountain. That's gonna make Ridley a lot quicker for Lane. Unless Interslice decides to do a hell run. It's probably not going to be picking that up. Oh, let's see where Pyro is. Pyro is currently going through... He's checking Storage Depot A, just found his Varia. So... may head the same way that Interslice did. No, it is not a Hell Run if they have Varia. Hell Run is specifically a Varia-less heated section run, or heated area run. The term Hell Run was originally from Super Metroid. I think for Prime we call them VMRs, but Hell Runs are the more commonly known term. Okay, Lane is heading out of Phendrana. Probably took a safety save before he left. Nice accidental grapple there. Yeah, it looked like a missile in Warrior Shrine. Yeah, it was. Oh, it's a power bomb under there. I thought that was a missile. Okay. Slice getting his boost ball. The elevator sync, by the way. Well, sort of. Okay, so Lane was probably just going back to check Warrior Shrine, but Phendrana seems to be the chosen play, both of them. Hard to tell who exactly is in the lead between Lane and Interslice, because although Interslice is missing one artifact compared to Lane, he also has Varia, which Lane does not have. So, a little hard to tell. And Pyro appears to be back in main quarry. Not sure where he's going to go from here. Looks like he's headed towards. Okay, yeah, he's headed towards ore processing. And Interslice leaving Phendrana, while Lane is fighting Thardus, or attempting to skip Thardus, and doesn't get the skip. Although he has 3 power bombs? Yeah. So 3 power bombs and plasma should take out Thardus fairly quickly. Interslice is also checking Warrior Shrine. Will he head back to Phendrana like Lane did, or will he go somewhere else? What did Lane just get? If you're talking about Ruined Courtyard, that was an artifact, I believe. Slice not heading back into Phendrana, seems to be heading either towards Workstation or back to Talon. Back to Talon. Okay. And Pyro is in elite control, fighting the elite pirate, and appears to be headed towards PPC. Into Workstation. I am not sure if Supers and Spider are logically required for this seed yet. We haven't seen any. We haven't seen any progression that has been locked by either of those items. Although earlier we did mistake Boost Ball for we did mistake another item for Boost Ball in Ruined Fountain, but Boost Ball turned out to be in Transport Tunnel A. So they may not be required. Also, welcome to Speed Gaming 1 with the raid of 76. Currently in the middle of a weekly Prime randomizer race. Both runners on stream say fairly neck and neck in slightly different ways, with Pyro slightly behind, making his way into Magmar Workstation. Both Go Mode items, being Plasma and Phazon Suit, have already been obtained, so the hunt for... Okay, yeah, that's definitely an E-Tank. Yeah, the hunt for those two items has been eliminated, so once they find their artifacts, this could be done pretty quickly. Because Lane only has 1 to go, Interslice has 2 to go. Actually, they both have 1 to go now. So it depends on which one of them picks up their last artifact first. Let me see, Pyro currently has... how many artifacts? I can't tell. His tracker is very small. Oh well. I'm gonna assume Pyro at least has 3 artifacts by now. By the way, I just want to thank Link1 for jumping into track. Would have been a little bit harder for me to commentate and track at the same time, so it's very much appreciated. Shout outs to Link1. I'm also blanking on what the final where the final artifact may have been. Both runners on stream have 1 more to go, but I think they picked up different ones, or at least in a different order, so not sure the last ones could be. Wait a minute, Interslice is heading to Artifact Temple. Maybe Interslice already has 6. Hopefully he didn't forget one. We'll see when we get there. I hope Interslice didn't miss one. No! Wait. Okay. Alright, Interslice has all 6, so we are now at Ridley. First phase, the flying phase, you just shoot charge plasma at him. Hopefully get 1 more shot in before he starts flying off. You can get an instant flyby skip doing that, or you can get it by boosting into him as he flies. And if that doesn't work, you just wait for Ridley to land, and you can boost into his chest, which will immediately put him in his final phase, taking off a huge chunk of health because the devs forgot to make him immune to Boost Ball, which does 50,000 damage per frame. So we're now in Ridley's final phase, where we will shoot him in the mouth to stun him, rapid fire missiles into his chest, wait for him to finish dashing a million times, depending on the RNG. Yep. Got 2 dashes so far. Oh, there's another one. But he gets the snipe on that one. Very well done. Looks like Lane is doing spiderless shafts. really, really wants to be a jerk, he can start doing sneak dashes. Like, instead of turning his tail, he can, like, turn around, like, slyly and do another dash before you're ready. Doesn't seem to be doing that, though. And release down. Interslice could get a sub-hour on this suit, depending on his luck with Exo and Essence. Lane is getting his final artifact in Elite Research, and will also be headed to Ridley shortly. Meanwhile, Pyro Paper Planes is still in Phendrana. Not sure how many artifacts he has, but seems to be headed in the labs backwards. So I'm gonna guess Pyro is going to be third place, with Lane in second place. And let's see, can we get the base encore climb? Or will Jack and Jill troll us tonight? Okay. What did Jack and Jill so far? Okay, we're good. And now we are at Metroid Prime Exo. It is a 4-phase fight in 4 subchambers, respectively. The first one, you shoot Exo with the corresponding beam color on his body. First subchamber starts with power and wave beam. The next subchamber adds ice beam to the equation. Third subchamber adds plasma beam, and fourth subchamber is completely random. You can switch beam colors at will, he can do any combination of attacks at will, and he can speed up his movement. And the best way to, I guess, manipulate the AI is to stand close to it, and it'll do the swipe attack at you, jump over the swipe attack, and shoot it as you're in the air. And keep doing that, staying close to it. You can, what am I trying to say? You can damage it more consistently. I'll just put it that way. You can also get a turnaround shot after he charges at you. Unfortunately, Interslice has no beam combos except Flamethrower, which you can use that on the power phase, but it's mainly just for the memes. The reason you could use it on the power phase is, I guess, the devs forgot to patch that out after testing, maybe. Either way, if Interslice is good enough at landing his charge shots, shouldn't be too much trouble. Honestly, I don't remember the artifact locations either. But 2 of our runners have all 6, so that's good enough, I guess. So Lane is headed back to Ridley. Pyro is just getting out of labs through the front. getting a ship save. And there's the meme, folks. Got a very brief flamethrower on the power phase. I believe we are now in subchamber 3? 3 or 4. Probably 3. Haven't seen any beam color switches yet. Although Interslice is handling the AI manip very nicely. For the most part, anyway. It can be a little tricky sometimes to get the AI manip because if you're too close, Samus can get hit and flinch her arms, which will mess up your aim and possibly throw you off and maybe knock you back a little bit, which would cause Exo to then fire its laser at you. So you have to stay close but not get too close. Sandris, by 4, do you mean that Pyro has 4 artifacts? And yes, looked like Lane had a much more cooperative Ridley. And Exo is down for Interslice. So now we're headed into the Essence fight with only 1 visor. During the visorless phase, Interslice will have to track Essence's movements with his scan visor, if he so desires. Or he could just wait it out. But fun fact, neither of the visors are actually required for this fight. You can still damage Essence without them as long as you have Phazon Suit. Although it's hard to know where Essence is. Yeah, now Interslice is using a scan visor to find out where it is, and he found it. Although it moved again. It's very squirmy. It's like once you find it with your scan visor, it's likely to move again. Or start its, shockwave attack. So you have to be quick about it. And what Interslice is doing right now is attack canceling by shooting single shots of Phazon and waiting for its chin to return back to its normal position, canceling all of its scripted attacks so it lays a pull as soon as possible. And probably going to keep doing that until the final couple of phases in which he may start pull canceling by stepping in and out of the pull to get even more damage out of it. Found it. Okay. Very well done. So it should be one more phase, and then Interslice can probably just unload to getting Vision Metroids. Yep, there they are. So now he could probably just unload on it. And we have our winner, Interslice, finishing in first place with a time of 101.13. Put your GG's in chat for Interslice. Meanwhile, Lane is on EXO, I believe, subchamber 3 or 4. Wow. Hey, Interslice. Actually, let me turn that down. Okay, we're good. So, what do you think?
It was pretty fast seed.
Yeah, surprisingly. Not sure what else to say. It was fairly linear for the most part. There was some route divergence. I think you had, let's see, one of you had an item that the other was lacking and vice versa, so there was a bit of divergence towards the end, but ultimately Lane seems to have caught up a bit.
Where is he at now?
He's on EXO. Both found boost. We actually thought that Spider might be required because I mistook an E-Tank at, what was it? Ruined Fountain. I mistook that for boost at first.
Okay.
So we were expecting a bit of a troll, but luckily with a Hell Run, we both got boost.
Well, I had Barry at that point.
Yeah, you had Varia, Lane did a Hell Run to get it.
Yeah, I was planning on doing one of those actually, but not on Varia, so I was picking up so many heavily.
Yeah, I think Lane's lack of Varia might have had something to do with the slight route divergence, or at least the different order that you did it in.
So did he just not do upper minus?
He did. I saw him doing spiderless shafts at one point, so you both might have entered from opposite directions.
No.
But it appears his lack of Varia seemed to put him behind a bit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if he had it, you guys might have done the same routes. I know you both went to Frigate at similar times, but I think Lane may have turned around. Or maybe no. Lane did bar skip and did a bit of backwards Frigate.
Okay.
And you went straight into mines after forward Frigate.
Yeah.
So you're kind of blurring on the details in between. Meanwhile, Pyro seems to be headed back to Ridley. Guessing he has all of his artifacts now. And I didn't pay as much attention to Pyro because he's not on the restream, so I've had to switch between his stream and the Speed Gaming stream. So I'm a little less informed on the route he took. But nevertheless, you all seem to be finishing within maybe 10 to 15 minutes of each other.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite and least favorite part of the seed?
Favorite was finding Goose Farm. Really glad I finishing without losing.
Yeah.
That was nice to have. I was pretty much in go mode after I got Ice Cream on Metroid.
Yeah.
All my artifacts, I didn't really. The only thing Barry was the only thing I was missing, and I could have done without that if I needed to. X-ray was on Sun Chamber.
Yeah, luckily there was no OP required. You know, only one Mines artifact, which was kind of a relief for a 2.5 seed. Lane also found supers, but turns out they weren't required for anything.
Nope.
As far as I can tell.
Oh, my My least favorite part of the siege was doing village research without first.
Yeah, I noticed
That was
that.
bad.
That's yeah. It didn't take you that long, like ultimately, because it was probably only maybe 2 or 3 minutes at the most, but I'm sure it feels very long.
Yeah.
And you would have had to find Varia. Well, logically, you would have had to find Varia, go all the way back to Transport Tunnel A to get boost, and then come all the way back to
Oh yeah. I mean,
so
as long as that takes,
yeah,
if you're there, you're gonna get it.
yeah, it was quicker to do it the way you did it. Logically, so that was impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I think my route was pretty good. The only thing I would change would be order gotten where that was in shows of the first time. I didn't have any things the first time.
I think you both did. I think you both did Magna Full Varialess, which was impressive.
Oh no, I had very later.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm thinking of it.
Did he do it early in the seed or?
He might have done it earlier than you, Varialess. I know he did it Varialess. But he had like 3 or 4 E-tanks, so he was fine.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of forgot that weekly used default damage, and I had phase on suit, so it would have given me 50%, which would have made it way easier with no E-tanks. But I'm still not sure if it'll be possible.
Wait, default damage is non-progressive damage reduction?
Yeah, so just picking up phase on suit gives you 50% no matter what.
Okay. Good to know.
I had a pretty good essence.
Although your Ridley was a little less cooperative than Lane's.
Yeah. I was hitting my snipes.
Yes. Also, Lane finishing in second place with a time of 108.56. GG's in chat for Lane. Oh, wait a minute. I spoiled it. My bad. I was looking at the IRC. So
we'll be finishes then.
We'll be getting future Lane in here in just a moment. Wait, did Lane forfeit? No. Wait, no. I'm done. I just noticed the finish. Oh, I got such a bad memory.
Honestly, really surprised I didn't win that. I skipped all of Fendrana and I skipped most of mines, and I got boost really early.
Yeah, I think the main thing that put Interslice ahead was finding Varia. Which, where was that again?
It was Storage Depot A, Vanilla Flamethrower.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you checked that lane, but yeah, that gave him an advantage in Magnor. He didn't have to do a hell run to get his boost. And I noticed you did a couple of hell runs going into Vendrana and then back to check Warrior Shrine. And for the first half, you took more or less the same route, and because you were lacking Varia, there was, there might have been more to it than that, but part of the reason it seemed to be that you didn't have Varia. So, yeah, I think the route started diverging around Frigate, which I believe Lane went through backwards after bar skip, and Interslice did frontwards, then headed into mines.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
GG.
Yeah, GG.
It's really unfortunate that Varia was there. I was really hoping Varia wouldn't be there, so that way that Magmor dip would have paid off, but because I decided to just go to reverse frigate and do VMR to early Fendrana, and I found boost in tunnel.
Yeah, I just thought to do frigate the correct way forward, just because there was an artifact right at the front of it. And then that would lead right into mines, which was like the logical, like the thing that was in logic to do.
Yeah.
And let's see what Pyro is. Pyro is okay. I was wrong. Pyro is not headed to Ridley. Pyro is currently in elite research, getting presumably his final artifact. His tracker is a bit small, so it's kind of hard to tell how many he has from here. But he does have boost, which Interslice did not. I don't remember if you had boost Lane when you were in elite research.
I
But
did.
okay, yeah, Interslice was boostless, so he had to do the unintended way of just using the momentum to turn the laser.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. What I was expecting was Spider being in early Phazon and Varia being in Findrana. That's what I was expecting, but it didn't
Yeah,
work
that's what
out that
usually
way.
happens when you don't get Varia right away.
Yeah, yeah, I was expecting to for you both to like go through mines and then towards workstation and then find Varia somewhere like either Findrana or plasma processing. But, it was surprisingly jet for a 2.5 seed.
Yeah.
Not sure what else to say at this point. I'm just watching Pyro make his way back towards, I assume, Ridley? If he has all 6 artifacts?
Yeah, he's got all 6.
Okay.
You can see on his tracker.
Oh, you can see that? Pretty small. It's hard for me to see.
Well, I have it on full screen so I can see it.
Okay. So, what was your favorite and least favorite part about the seed line?
I don't really have a least favorite. My least favorite is this kind of scene to begin with, where Varia was where it was
Yeah.
instead of it being in Chozo. But other than that, the seed was pretty fast. Honestly, I kind of like the seed. Other than that,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty fast.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I felt like I was in go mode once he got Ice Beam.
yeah.
By the way, Pyro has forfeited. I'm not sure how to send him the bot invite from here since he's not on the tracker. Do you guys have any idea how to invite him in?
Yeah, I can send it to him from.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate that.
That might have been a tie if I didn't fail that third escape dash and I didn't fail Spiralist Shots for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I noticed you were doing those too, which might have put you behind a bit. Let's see.
But those two things alone probably wouldn't have won me the race. That probably would have ended up being a tie. Or me being 2 more minutes behind. Or 2 less minutes behind.
Yeah, it was still fairly close. I mean, you were only maybe 5 minutes or less apart from what it seemed like. Okay, Pyro says he's got to use his phone. Yeah, he's looking into the. He's probably checking his DMs right now. We should be getting him in shortly. And by the way, once again, shout out to our tracker Link Force, helping me out. So I won't have to do both at the same time, which is harder than it sounds.
Yeah. Thanks for commentating this too.
No problem. And we have Pyro in the setup room. Hey, Pyro. Oh, there you are. There you are. You were quiet for a second.
Yep.
So, what do you think?
Oh, that was. Okay, do you need boost ball for that one last boost slot that I used?
No, I skipped it. It's really annoying though. It takes like a minute and a half of just.
Oh my god,
going in
that's
and
why
out.
it finished so quickly.
You're talking about elite research?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
oh. I thought I had the and technically you had to go you had to go through there to get the Bria suit to then get the boost ball if you didn't know that trick. Darn it!
Yeah.
Yeah. So you never found Boost, did you?
No, I did. I found it in Magmar.
Okay. Yeah.
But the Bria suit was right before Elite Research, so I was praying it was the other one, but it wasn't. And then, but I forgot that you didn't need boost ball until like you guys finished the race so quickly. And it was like, oh no.
Oh, so you went back for Boost instead of doing that trick.
Yep.
Okay.
And also just the entire seed, I've been so frazzled because I had so many technical difficulties right before the race, like suddenly all at once. So thank you so much for all being patient and
Oh, no problem. It sounds like the break that you've been on might have had some.
It doesn't help that I
nerves.
wasn't playing with any sound. Like that throws you off so much.
Yeah.
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 Apologies for the poor microphone quality. I am using my phone.
Oh, you're coming through loud and clear.
What did you guys think of the seed, though?
It was pretty jet. Finding Varia in where it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a VMR if I didn't find it.
Yeah, because then you could just dash all the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm salty. I'm a salty salmon.
I was hoping for Spider to be in early mines and Varia to be in Findrana. So I actually did VMR to the Findrana entrance elevator. And
Yeah,
got
I was
super early.
Yeah, I was actually.
Where was Spider Ball?
I
don't. Oh, okay. So you did find it.
I didn't find it.
catch
I just
that.
saw it in the credits.
Oh, right.
Where was it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
In Triclops pit.
Oh, yeah. And I when I got to that moment, I was just like, sod it. I'm not going to look for Spider Ball, and I just went directly all the way through the ship again, and like I went through Crash Frigate like twice.
Yeah. For a little while there, I thought Spider was going to be logically required because I mistook an E-Tank for Boost in Ruined Fountain. And then when Lane found it in, it was either Lane or Interslice found it in Transport Tunnel A, we were like, oh, okay, there it is. So I guess Spider wasn't required at all. Unless, well, it might have been required a little bit for mines, but depending on which direction you came from, you could have just done the PPC climb without Spider. Is that an enabled trick in weekly settings? Or is
No.
Spider still logically?
But you could have just went back out through main quarry. I don't think Spider was required there.
Okay.
Correct. I also I was trying to be smart, and I was going to go through that room backwards, totally forgetting the Spire. So I went for that room. I went for the garbage chute, and then down ore processing the ore tower. Got to the Spider Ball track and was like, shoot. Went back up the ore tower, and then all the way for the front end again.
Yeah. Yeah. Either way, you all did a decent job, all things considered.
Thank you.
Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
The logic was incredibly
Yeah, it was.
Incredibly what?
Yeah.
Silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any thoughts. I don't know. Like maybe we'll do another seed after this. Who knows? Yeah, I'm glad I got the chance to play with at least. And thank you so much for doing commentary and whoever our
Problem.
tracker was and the staff of Speed Gaming as always, like for setting this up for us.
Link Force and Corito. Shout outs to them. So, with all that said, be sure to follow our runners and our tracker Link Force, and be sure to tune in next week at the same time for another weekly race. And
9 p.m. Eastern.
yep. And I've been Op Eddie 2, and thanks for watching. See you next mission.
See you.
See you.
Cheers.